Estamos en comunicación con Michael Weikath. Él es uno de los fundadores de Helloween. So, Michael, first of all, I want to know about the process that ended up with Michael Weikath and Kai Hansen returning to the band. Was it just an idea that worked out for everyone, or has it been a long process?
It has been a very long process because the Kai Hansen, he said already 20 years ago or so, during the UFO concert in Hamburg with Michael Schenker and Phil Morgan and everybody, that we should do something like that. And I said, it's going to be difficult with the different management and the different time schedules and whatever. I don't really think it's going to work out. And he said, I just need to get the Michael Kiske to agree on all this, and do something. And then, we have no trouble in the public, but instead we all have a good time and everything is working out fine and would be a great idea. And I said, follow that if you think so. I don't really think it's going to work out. Marcus said the same, but we were not necessarily against it. We were just not seeing how that would be possible. And then in all that long time, the Michael and me, we never talked ever since he had to leave the band back then. So that was kind of strange, and we kind of procrastinated that. We were probably both afraid to come to the point to just talk or whatever. And I actually wanted to call him a few times, and then I thought maybe it's wrong just because I feel good. Maybe he doesn't feel good when I suddenly call him. So it went on and on and on, and it never happened. And then it all came because, they had the Unisonic stuff going on, then they were getting closer to the Bottomore management. We were doing the Hellish Rock tours, and you were hearing things, and Michael has said, and he has said, and he has said. And then the management said, in Metal Fest France, they are here with Avantasia, the two Michaels have to talk. So they put us together. So we said hi and talked a little bit, and we had kind of a good feel, very open-minded. I think we were both so glad, that finally you could have a talk in person, which is also better than on the phone or whatever. So we had that there in person at the Metal Fest France. And that was just like the final straw, that was only missing. And then do you have super big problems with each other, or we've grown out of that stuff, and then there's certain things that don't need to be touched. We were different persons back then and whatever, and in order to come up with all this, there's got to be some mutual understanding, and we're not childish kids or whatever. In that regard, we are just humor-wise or whatever, and to us it was a big load off our back, to just talk to each other again. It's really bad to have some former good friend, as like one of your main enemies. That's never great. He didn't feel good about it, I didn't feel good about it.
Okay. And how do you feel now playing with them again?
We're trying to have a good time, as long as everything works out, and then you got the traveling, the regular stuff, you got weather change, you got all this, you got, possible things, calamities that don't run too well on the technical side, or, if the singers have to protect themselves all the time, in order to do that, make it happen. And that's the regular difficulties. But in fact, we are trying to have a good time. They are right now at the pool over there, because that's the only area where one can smoke. So I go there, the Kai Hansen goes there, and the others out there. And in a few minutes, we're going to have dinner.
That must sound so powerful with the original lineup and the new generation of Helloween. So how does that sound?
I think it's super great. You have a few able people, if they are able to perform under the best circumstances. I have some kind of magic, if I can play properly, if everything is fine, if the sound is good, the Sascha Gerstner is super great, nobody can play as good as he can. Then you have the magical Kai Hansen, the best bass player in the world, Marcus Großkopf, and the two best singers there are, and then if everything is fine, it can be super great. And if everything goes wrong, then that's super bad.
But then you'd have fun either way, so...
We try to. There's no way hiding under covers or whatever, because that doesn't change anything. It doesn't bring you forward. And it's maybe just blocking you. And we've gone through situations in the past where one learns, that sometimes you just have to keep that stuff out of your mind and try to continue, just thrive. And many people can't do that. Or actually, I was feeling like I could be going crazy with a few situations we had in the past. And that all doesn't help. It doesn't support anything. You end up in a corner, sitting on a chair, weeping and crying. And that's not the right direction. So you always have to, be kind of hard-headed and just get out and try. That's all you can do in situations that don't go so well.
Is there any chance of recording a new album with this lineup?
I wouldn't know. And people are talking about it. We are contemplating about it, but that would be a different thing. That would be so much more work, and it could take a long time. We know from the production of the new track, The Pumpkins United, that was kind of like a quick shot, but you can't do albums like a quick shot always. I mean, you can try, but we rather do some proper planning. And I'm not sure if everybody in this Pumpkins United thing is willing and ready, to invest that much time that would be needed anytime soon. So for the time being, we are doing what we are doing, and we try to do it as good as we can. And then there may be considerations about that in the future, but I've already said, I don't see how an album would work out with 7 people involved. Or if one would do kind of an EP or whatever, and then maybe there's a way to just do it right and fine and great and everything. I just don't know how long that would take.
Okay.
If ever.
And speaking about Argentina, you've been to Argentina many times now. So do you remember anything about the Argentinian audience?
Yeah, sure. I mean, pretty heartfelt and whatever, and I just remember all the hours I had to go down to the hotel lobby and had to sign and do photos and whatever, and walking through the town and all the people that were approaching you, and it's always, that old town. I mean, I'm talking about Buenos Aires.
Okay, so thank you so much for this interview, Michael.
Okay, thank you too.
We'll wait for you in Argentina, and we'll see you at November 2nd at the Luna Park.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
De acuerdo.
Bye bye. Ciao, ciao.